Hi everyone. I'm Eric Liu from Taiwan Young Patients Association, and I am one of the patient representatives in the National Health Insurance Reimbursement Committee right now. This committee basically get to decide what kind of treatment should be reimbursed by the National Health Insurance. And I am one of the steering committee member of HTAI Patient and Citizen Involvement Group, just Kate just introduced earlier. I had a lot of experiences of uh, involving into the HTA process and National Health Insurance appraisal process. Okay, so before I start my sharing, I would like to ask everyone a question. So imagine you're at a high-end steakhouse, a 200 dollars Wagyu steak is served. What defines its value? So is it the cost of the ingredients? Maybe a Japanese farm careful cow care, or maybe the rare Japanese spices, or even the wine, or is it the chef's skill? Maybe it's a very skillful chef, so you have to hire him for a lot of money, or is it the diner's experiences? Maybe there are some music playing in the steakhouse. So I think in HTA, we often behave like the restaurant's owner, focusing on the cost and the skills and maybe the ingredients. But we often forget to ask the diners, the patients, what they really need. So in Taiwan HTA process, as we can see, when a pharmaceutical company they apply for a review of a new treatment, um, the National Health Insurance Agency they will uh, they will invite the HTA body in Taiwan to do the HTA report, and they will discuss with a expert consulting committee, and then the HTA report will be delivered to the Pharmaceutical Benefit and Reimbursement Scheme Joint Committee, the appraisal meeting. At the same time, patients can provide their opinions on a patient opinion sharing platform, but patients' opinions are not discussed in this patient expert consulting committee. So the patient experts' opinion basically is not calculated into the HTA report, but they will provide the opinions to the appraisal committee. And in this appraisal committee, there are two insured representatives who are patients representatives as well, and there are two other patient representatives. There could be we could be only attend the committee, but we don't have a voting rights. So after the discussion of the joint the appraisal committee, will come out with a decision. And if the committee decide to reimburse the treatment, then our government will negotiate with the pharmaceutical company. And if it's comes out with an agreement, then they will announce the reimbursement of the treatment. So as you can see in the Taiwan HTA process, patients are able to participate into the meetings, but uh, it's not a really formal, and it's not a really um, we don't really have the power to decide whether the treatment should be reimbursed, and our involvement is too late for the whole process. So I'll be sharing one of the cases that we're doing in Taiwan. We've been advocating for the immuno-oncology therapy for 5 years, since 2020. We started on a policy joint signature platform. So there is a platform in Taiwan. NGOs or even citizens can apply for a proposal, and if it reach 5,000 signatures, on the platform in 60 days, then the government they have to respond officially to the NGO. So at that time, we successfully reached the goal, and then the general director of the National Health Insurance Agency, he brought a meeting with us. So we delivered the expectations from patients on the immuno-oncology therapy. And then in 2022, we feel that their response is not good enough for us. So we held a press conference on World Lung Cancer Day to fight for the innovative treatment for lung cancer patients. Okay, so when it comes to 2023, I think there are 23 cancer patients organizations in Taiwan. We are fighting for a cancer drug fund because we think there is no enough budget for accessing the innovative cancer treatment. So we held a lot of hearings in the Legislative Yuan, which is the Congress of Taiwan. So we presented the needs and the expectation, the unmet needs and the expectations of immuno-oncology therapies to the legislators so that they can know what are the expectations from the patient side. And at the same time, we started to hold the immuno-oncology forum in Taiwan. We've invited the representatives from the National Health Insurance Administration, and we've invited legislators and physicians and medical societies to discuss how to accelerate the access of immuno-oncology therapy for the cancer patients. And as we held this forum, we also invite the reporters, the journalists, to our forum. So they wrote a lot of digital columns and newspapers and even TV news for us. So with the communication with the government and with the medical society and with the public, we have reached some of the goals. So at the beginning, the IO reimbursement, there's a 800 million capping in 2019. And since we started to advocate for invest more in the innovative cancer treatment, you can see the budget started to grow. And in 2022, we successfully removed the capping, so it grew to the 1.5 billion Taiwanese dollars. And then in 2025, because we successfully persuade our government, our new president, to invest more in cancer. So he set up a cancer drug fund in 2025. So after that, we have 3.3 billion Taiwanese dollars to reimburse IO treatment in Taiwan, and the reimbursement started to align with the international guidelines. So here's some reflection on what did we do well. I think the first thing is we deepen the expertise. We move from asking for help to proposing solutions. And here are 3 key domain knowledges. I think it's very important to become a trusted partner. So I think the first thing is the science. We have to understand the clinical data, the efficacy and safety profiles. We have to learn their language. We have to learn what they are talking about. And the second thing is the patient experience data. So it's very important to quantify the patient's daily struggle and quality of life, so that we can discuss with our government or other stakeholders based on numbers. And then the third thing is to know how policies are formed and how budgets are allocated. And I think this is the most important thing. We have to learn the rule on how everything works. So okay, so the first thing is to deepen our expertise, and the second thing is when we communicate to the society, we need to use plain language. So we try to use familiar everyday concept to explain complex mechanism. So when such as when we're talking about T cells identifying antigens, we will tell the society that okay, so this is the body's police force. They're checking the ID cards of the bad cells, or if we're talking about like the next generation sequencing, we'll tell them that it's a mechanism that to check the criminal's ID card. Some kind of this will help us to persuade the to make the public learn more about what we care about. And then another thing is to turn clinical endpoints into real life context, and this really helped a lot when we're discussing with the government. So there are two cases. The first one is there's a case of the pulmonary arterial hypertension. Oh, okay, it's a very difficult name, but there was a treatment that can help the severity from grade reduce the severity from grade 3 to grade 1, but the government they don't know what does it mean to the patients. So we've collected some of the information from the patients end. So then patients tell us that if the severity can move from grade 3 to grade 1, then patients will be able to work and raise their family. So this is a very solid point for our government to support for us to support the government to reimburse this treatment. And another case is for the achondroplasia patients. Okay, so they are very short and they have short limbs. So sometimes they couldn't take care of themselves. They need the help from their families. So there's a treatment that can help them grow up like 3 to 5 centimeters tall. So from the government's end, they will think that, oh, why do we have to pay like millions Taiwanese dollars so to help them grow up 3 to 5 centimeters tall? But the patients tell us that if they could grow 3 centimeters taller, then the patients can wipe themselves after using the toilet. And this could really help them to rebuild their self-esteem, and then their families won't need to take care of themselves 24 hours. So I think these techniques help us really tell the government what are the value from patient sense. Okay, and the last thing is to mobilize the network. Uh, Before we communicate with our stakeholders, we usually do a key stakeholders mapping. So we will find out who have the most power and the most interest. We will manage them closely. And for those who have a lot of power but they have low interest, we have to keep them satisfied. And for those who have low power but high interest, we have to keep them informed. And for those who have low power and they don't have much interest, we have to keep them monitored. Uh, so in for example, for those who gets to decide almost everything, we have to manage them closely. So we focus on the solutions, but not problems. So such as the Ministry of Health and Welfare, the National Health Insurance Administration, or the legislators from Health Committee, we show them that our proposal is clinically effective and financially sustainable, and the most important is it's very important. It helps the patients to deal with the unmet medical needs. And for those, we have to keep satisfied, such as the Ministry of Finance or the hospital directors or the legislators from other committees. Um, we have to focus on the return on investment and the social cost, and to make the case that it is not invest. If they don't invest now, then it will cost more in the future. And for those who we want to keep informed, such as the patient advocacy groups or caregivers or the families, um, we equip them with weapons and a microphone. So we educate them with data and stories, and then we provide a platform for them to turn their to turn the scattered voices into a unified force to help us. I think advocacy is not about uh, getting the most support, but is to reduce the the objectives to minimize those who might oppose us. Okay, so the last group will be the crowd. So we have to let the crowd know this is an important issue, and we have to find for their support on the social media. Okay, so in conclusion, I think HTA, the whole process is to creating wins for all. I think it is important to build a win-win partnership among different policymakers. And through collaborations, I think we can turn patient needs into solutions that can serve all. Okay, so thank you. This is all my sharing.